Hello everyone.
Hi guys, welcome back to our channel.
Home is where our heart is.
I'm Stelly.
And I'm Dane, and today we're going to teach you how to make
some three-cornered leek pie.
some delicious three-cornered leek pie.
What could be better on a cold winter's day than to make yourself a homemade foraged pie? And guys, it's delicious.
It's delicious. So come with us and we're going to show you how to identify this delicious wild edible and then how to bake it into a pie.
Yes. You'll find three-cornered leek popping up in the winter and spring. It grows in these swathes of green, luscious green goodness. However, three-cornered leek can be quite tricky to identify, and in the late winter the flowers pop up, and we're going to use these flowers and stems to make sure we've got the right plant. The first thing you want to do is have a look at the stem, because it's got three corners, hence the name, three-cornered leek. And then as we go up the stem and we come to the top, there's 6 distinctive white petals with a green stripe going all the way down to the bottom, down the middle of the petal. The leaves of the three-cornered leek have a distinct ridge running all the way down the back of them. You can see on the front they're completely flat. And on the back they have a ridge.
Now you can mistake three-cornered leek for other plants such as bluebells and daffodils, but there's one way that you can tell for sure that you've got three-cornered leek, and that's if you crush the stem or leaves and smell it, and it has a strong garlicky onion smell. Now this is because this plant is in the Allium genus, making it related to onions and garlic, and none of its lookalikes have this smell. Now in the world of herbalism, the three-cornered leek barely ever gets a mention, and this is because this plant is invasive in many places in the world that it grows. It's actually native to the Mediterranean, but its medicinal properties are assumed because it's so closely related to wild garlic that it has the same medicinal properties as garlic. Now there is one scientific study on this plant, and that found that this wild edible is antibacterial, so that means it's good for cleansing the blood, just like wild garlic. So you need to collect 6 handfuls of this three-cornered leek, and that's all we're going to need to make our pie. So we've got our three-cornered leek. Now every single part of this plant is edible: the flowers, leaves, stem and roots.
So let's go home and make some pie.
So we are home.
Hi, we're back.
And now it's time to make some pie.
Yeah. So for this recipe, you're going to need some portobello mushrooms, some chestnut mushrooms, some cashew nuts, an onion, a garlic, and your lovely three-cornered leeks. This is going to make all the yummy flavours for our pie. Yeah, yummy. We're going to use some pre-bought short crust pastry because it just makes things easier. And then for flavour, we've got some salt and pepper, soy sauce, flour. Can be any kind of flour you want, just as long as you've got a bit of flour in there. We've got some mixed Mediterranean herbs. So in here we've got some thyme, oregano and rosemary. A little splash of oil, a slice of bread for your breadcrumbs, and half a cup of homemade oat milk. And if you haven't seen already, we have made a video all about how to make your own homemade oat milk. It's really easy. Step 1, get your large portobello mushrooms. Pop them face down in a roasting tin. I do them face down because if you do them face up, all the liquid kind of gathers and they get a bit kind of squishy. So we go face down bit of tin foil to help. We're going to pop these in the oven at 180 degrees for 15 minutes. Chop your onion. Chop 3 cloves of garlic. Pop your pan on a low heat. Add in your onion and garlic. Cook them like this for about 5 minutes. The onions are nice and soft, cooking away on a low heat. Let's get our mushrooms. We're going to leave these to one side just to rest until we're ready for them later. Give your 3 cornered leek a little wash, a little rinse off. Chop your leek just into small pieces. Don't need to be too worried about it, just a rough chop. Pop your 3 cornered leek in with your onions and garlic. Sizzle, sizzle, sizzle. Give it a mix up. I'm just going to cook this on a low heat for about 5 minutes until all of the leek has wilted down. Let's chop our chestnut mushrooms. Ooh. We're going to add our chopped mushrooms and cook those down for another 5 minutes. Mix it up. Add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. 1, 2. Add 2 tablespoons of mixed Mediterranean herbs. We've got rosemary, thyme, oregano. 2. Give it a mix up. Add a pinch of salt and a pinch of pepper. Now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. Now lots of recipes will say that you need to use a particular flour, but I've found using any flour you've got does exactly the same thing, but just using it to thicken. So 1, 2. So slowly add in our milk, so a little bit at a time. The flour and the milk make it really creamy. Now all the milk's gone in and it's nice and hot, we're going to take it off the heat and let that settle down while we get our cashews going. So you can just pop your cashews in a blender and whiz them up, and that'd be great. However, I quite like mine to be a bit chunky, a bit rough, and I found this is the best way of doing that. So take your trusty hammer. There we go. And we've still got some nice chunky cashews in there. They've been broken up a bit. All the cashews over the top. Take your slice of bread and break it up into little chunks. Now it's the fun part, we're going to put the pie together. So take your first sheet of pastry and we're just going to roll it out onto the tray. Okay, so we need half our mix for the bottom, half our mix for the top. So just draw a line down your frying pan and then you'll know how much to use. There we go. Get your portobello mushrooms and we're going to pop them on the pie. Now we're going to put the rest of our mix on top. let's roll out our second sheet of pastry over the top. So you just match it up like a sandwich. Yum. Okay, now we're just going to press gently around the edges. Okay. And now we're going to just trim it up, cut away the excess. Okay, so pop some pastry to one side, save it for decoration. Just a little bit, or however much. And that'll be enough for me. Okay, just to seal the edges, you just give it a little pinch and fold it over. Pinch and fold it over. Pinch. And we'll do this all the way around. Now we're going to just snip in some air holes down the side. 1, 2, 3. Our homemade oat milk, a little brush. Give it a little brush all over. Let's put our oven on to 200 degrees Celsius. And it's time to make our lovely pie pattern. You can do whatever you want on top of here, but because it's three-cornered leek, I'm going to show you how to do three-cornered leek. Okay, this is really easy, guys. So you just chop yourself a stem, pop your stem on, and then to make that three-cornered effect, we're just going to pinch the middle all the way up. Okay, now we're going to chop some diamond shapes to make the petals. So 6 petals, 6 diamonds. Pop your petals on, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we're just going to give them a little wash with the milk. Pop it in the oven for about 20 minutes.
And there we have it.
Ta-da! Yummy, yummy three-cornered leek pie.
Three-cornered leek pie.
So good, so tasty. Let's give it a go.
Delicious and healthy. Mushroomy. Taste test. Anyways, people, it's time for our dinner.
We're going to have a roast dinner, so for us that's going to be some roast potatoes, carrots, and some pie, and gravy.
Some gravy, some Yorkshire puddings. So don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to this channel and ring the bell and all that modern world stuff.
Thank you so much to all our Patreons.
Yeah, big thank you to the Patreons for making our video possible. And we'll see you all next time.
Peace.